Hi, welcome back to my channel, Open the Door. This is episode 140, part 2 of Decoding Your Pain. So after you've unlocked this pain, what comes next? Unlocking the code in your pain is powerful, but it's not the finish line. Oh no. Awareness opens the door, but integration, the final step of decoding and unlocking the pain. This integration is when you finally do take the step through the door. Today, I'm going to be talking about what actually comes after the breakthrough of decoding your pain. The intention of these episodes is to help you avoid getting stuck in awareness loops where you're aware of pain, but you're not taking any moves to work through that pain. It's to help you understand why insight alone doesn't change your life. And so now, in this second episode, we'll learn how to embody what the pain revealed. Remember, awareness is not integration. It's just the first step. Many people awaken to the reality of their pain, but they stop there. They choose not to move forward and transform. Insight without action becomes spiritual stagnation. And your nervous system needs proof, not just thoughts and concepts, but actual proof that you are working toward moving through the pain and working toward the healing and the insight and the wisdom. So, because you don't heal by knowing about the pain, you heal by living differently as you move through it and heal that pain. There's 3 phases that show up after unlocking the code of the pain. And the first one is grief. You're going to feel feeling grief for lost time. What you feel may have been wasted time was actually very necessary towards your growth. You may feel grieving over old versions of yourself, and even grieving over what should have been or what could have been. When we grieve, it's not regression. It's our nervous system recalibrating. So phase 2 that comes after unlocking the code of the pain is repatterning. So after the grief, we learn to make new, different choices. We say no where we used to freeze or people please. And we choose our self-respect and integrity over familiarity. Here's examples of repatterning in our lives after we work through the grief of the pain. We walk away sooner. We set stronger boundaries. We speak truth earlier and firmer and with confidence. And we allow ourselves resting without guilt. All examples of repatterning our behavior. So there's the grief phase, the repatterning phase, and then the embodiment. And at this point, after setting those boundaries, for example, now the boundaries begin to feel natural. And you don't explain yourself as much, seeking that outward validation because you don't feel the need for it. You know the truth within yourself, and you don't need outside sources to tell you whether you're right about yourself or not. Old triggers lose their charge. So things that, for myself, things that used to just trigger me at the drop of a hat no longer do. I've got a lot more patience with myself and with the world around me. I have less inner turmoil, so less to get triggered is basically what happened there. But the lessons, they stop hurting when we become aware of that pain and start to work through it. Life will test us again and again, even after we've gone through the pain and worked through, done the work and learned the lessons and gained the wisdom. Life will still test us. And those tests are not punishment. They're there to confirm our integration and if we've truly learned what was needed in that particular situation. And often a similar or same situation will appear under new circumstances, and that's the test, returning to see if we've decoded and integrated everything that was needed from that particular lesson. After I unlocked my pain, life didn't get quieter or easier, but it did get clearer. I've been tested, old doors have been knocked on, and I refuse to open those doors because I've learned that my boundaries are a very strong indication of my own self-respect and a reflection of my self-respect for others around me. By showing up authentically for myself, as I said, I'm able to authentically show up in the world around me. Signs that you have integrated the pain and decoded it include things like not chasing closure, not arguing about your worth, as I said for myself, not needing validation for my boundaries. And it gets to a point where peace starts to feel normal. It's true. Integration looks and it feels quiet. And that's how you know that it's real, because it settles in and sits quietly within you. So in closing these 2 episodes about decoding our pain, I just want to say that pain does open the door, and awareness about it shows us the room. And once we integrate that lesson, it's teaching us how to live there, or whether we need to leave entirely from that situation that's caused the pain. But once you cross the threshold, the code has been decoded and the pain is ready to be healed. This is our episode for today. I hope you've been doing well and taking good care of yourselves. It's been a bit of a delay, so I'm going to release both these videos today. Just life, life keeps lifing. I know we all can relate to that. So in the meantime, take good care of yourselves. Be safe out there. I wish you peace, love, and light. And I'll see you again very soon. That's it for now. Bye.